Episode 1 Project Layout Video. Hello future me and everyone else who likes to follow along. I have come back from my absence to present you with a long-awaited new costume project that I will be executing over the next 15 weeks or 100 days approximately. In traditional Thunderstorm costume making fashion, I started on this project way late, but this time with absolutely more time left than I usually have. Like I said, I have about 100 days to make this outfit. The event I wanted to make this costume for is MagiskeHaslev in Denmark, and it will happen on Saturday the 15th of November this year. I'll be going to Denmark for a week with my fiance to meet up with my friends who live there, and we're going to the event together. Now for the costume plan. Here's the concept of what the costume will be looking like. Let's break it down. We start with the makeup, wig and hat of the costume. These are the elements in the costume that will need the least adjustment over time. The circumference of my head won't change all that fast, I assume. And I often notice that with costumes, what you do with your head can really make or break a look. It needs to be good and plenty of time spent on it, so this is a good place to start. The first underlayer is going to be a skirt pants construction. I chose it to be pants mainly for comfort and warmth. If Denmark's November is anything like here in the Netherlands, it will be pretty chilly being outside all day. It should end up looking like a regular underskirt though. Whether I make the black overlayer I drew here really depends on how well I make my butt pillow. Luckily, I can just add that last if necessary. On the same underlayer we have the shirt. It will have romantic sleeves with a nice embroidery detail. The sleeves are the main eye catchers in this piece because the rest of it is meant to be comfortable rather than visible. The underlayer will be finalized with a corset. It will not be visible either, but it will be an important part to create the structure for the look of the costume. I'm not sure if this still counts as an underlayer, but next up is the butt pad. Shown is probably not going to be the shape we're going for, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Its function will be to poof up the skirt. I guess that makes it an underlayer, since you won't be seeing the thing itself, huh? Then we get to the overlayer, the layer that's going to be more ornamental and decorative. The overskirt will have a slight bit of embroidery and will have some patterning in the overall theme of the costume. Over that, I will be wearing what I like to call a belt. It's not quite a corset because it doesn't function as one. I chose to make the shirt's collar separate from the actual shirt. I feel like it will be easier to make the shirt and the collar separate since they're both pretty involved, and splitting them up makes it more manageable to work with. Then, over top of that, there will be a shoulder piece to finish off the look. I'm particularly excited for this one. I think it will really finish the outfit off, and the look and texture of this thing are just so cool. And then lastly, I'm going to make a capelet that will be adjustable and attached to the shoulder piece. If there's time left, I also want to make shoe covers. Schedule plan. I want to release a new video every week on Saturday for 15 weeks, with this one being the first video. Then there will be a 16th video that will be a bit of a vlog and a final outfit reveal. Week number 1. I already did a bunch of work this week, like preparing my craft space. Yes, this is once again just my living room I work in. I also had to dig up a bunch of stuff that I had for making a nice video, such as lights and cameras. Here you can see me organize some stuff in my living room and struggle with lamps. I either didn't know these lamps had extra holes to make the softboxes go on diagonally, or I forgot about it real hard. Could already use a break. So naturally I proceeded not to take one. I also changed all my socials to feature my new name, Lumi, and started using them. You can join my Patreon for free, or you can subscribe to the €1 Yapper Enjoyer tier to get my daily yaps that are almost starting to turn into little diary entries, come to think of it. I'd love to make some higher tiers on my Patreon, but for now I have no idea what to get you in return for those, so let me know if you have any suggestions. In the meantime, if you do want to support me financially, you can donate on my Ko-Fi instead. For the next weeks, I originally intended to do a piece of costume per week. I was planning in actual time frames for the costume pieces, most of them being some variation of designing, drawing the pattern, making a mock-up, adjusting as needed, sewing it all together, and then finally the embroidery for every part of the costume planned over the span of 4 to 10 consecutive days. But then I realized that if I would need to buy stuff for certain parts of the costumes, especially the corset part, some items will be hard to get by. Stuff will have to be ordered online from abroad, which means they will take some time to arrive. So you can see the problem here. If I order late, I'll have to wait for my materials to arrive, and it'll throw a wrench into the whole planning. In other words, I can't tell you exactly what the layout of the videos will be, but we'll be starting with the wig, hat and makeup, and designing the separate pieces of the costume in more detail to see what materials are still needed, and then we'll take it from there. I'm really happy to be back with a costuming plan and that I decided to film most of it, if not all of it. Please keep in mind that none of this is meant to be a tutorial though. It's more so to document the process of making this costume come to life after my long absence from costuming and, you know, everything that comes with it. The quality of these videos may turn out abysmal since I'm not a professional. I have limited experience with video production and lack the resources to set up a whole studio or proper workspace for this. I've gained a lot of weight since I got into my burnout, and though that has been a source of shame and grief for me, I now want to move on from this grief and shame. I want to just do costuming and share my passion for it, which was what I originally wanted to do. I don't want to care about my size. I just want to do this thing without the weight of such worries. Just gonna show my unmakeup face and keep it real and all that. In other words, this may end up a cringe-ass video series, but it will be my cringe-ass video series, and they give me purpose and enthusiasm, and most of all, a positive outlook on my near future. And I'll be able to look back on it in 8 years with nostalgia and a big-ass smile on my face. Much like I did just before I started this project with my CastleFest 6 Outfits in 7 Days series. They're not very good, but they were so fun to watch, I would still really recommend them. With all that said, thank you for watching my video. It means a lot to me. I love sharing this process with you. So as a bonus, here's the speed paint video of the designing process for this costume. I designed most of it earlier this year when I got invited to the event by my friend Kat, who coincidentally is also 50% of the currently subscribed Patreon members. Thank you so much for that. Also, a special shout out to the other 50% of my subscribed Patreon members right now, Dino Boot, who has been an enthusiastic fan of all my creative work, even before I started my costuming for realsies. That means he's been cheering me on for about 15 years now. Wow! Like, bell, subscribe! See you next week.